Hey, and welcome to the Untypical Podcaster, the first episode today. Now, was I what you were expecting? Maybe, maybe not. Am I an expert on podcasting? No, I am not. But do you know what? I have been podcasting for about a year now, and I've got about 36, 37 episodes out there. So I've already done better than most podcasts. They say around just over 50% actually make it past their 8th episode. So I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. So what's the channel all about? The channel is about if you want to be the next Joe Rogan, if you want to be the next Stephen Bartlett, I'm not your channel. Should I say that? Am I allowed to say it like that? I'm going to say it like that. Because actually, there's a lot of people out there that want to be able to podcast. They want to be able to podcast and do it really well. But they know they're not going to be the next Joe Rogan. They know they're not going to be the next Stephen Bartlett. If you are, amazing. But this is when I was looking for some support around starting up my podcast, is I didn't know where to start. I'm middle-aged, probably going through a bit of a midlife crisis. I'm perimenopausal. I'm female. I'm a single parent with 2 kids. I'm neurodivergent. I live in a neurodivergent family. It's probably pretty unlikely that I was ever going to get it together. But you know what? I did. I just went for it. I didn't know how to start it up. And in actual fact, I hadn't even listened to that many podcasts when I set it up and went for it. So I just did it. But what I have done is learn a load along the way. And I know there are people out there like you that want to do a podcast, but you think, the tech side's too hard, or I won't know what to say, or I'm not a typical podcaster. I'm not a typical host. I don't look like a host. I don't sound like a host. I can't be a podcast host. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. And I wanted to set this channel up for those people. For those of you out there that think, I can't see me out there, or when you're trying to find out information, that it's so techie and so deep that you don't actually understand what they're talking about. And I would claim to be that. I do not have a huge amount of tech knowledge, but I learn by doing. So I try stuff out and I try it and I think, oh, that didn't work. Or that bit really is really great. And what I've learned along the way is that actually other people want to know that. Other people want to know, what have you tried and what's worked for you? What's been easy? What's been hard? What's not been so great? But also having the confidence to become a podcast host. And it's not just about simply putting your camera on and recording. There's the planning behind it. If you have guests on, how do you manage guests? How do you talk to them? How do you have conversations? How do you get great things out of a guest that comes onto your podcast? What do you do when you've got a podcast guest that's maybe really shy or really anxious? How do you help them talk more and be able to convey the things that they want to be able to convey, and all while showcasing your amazing podcast? So have I made all my mistakes? Am I now the perfect podcast host? No. You can see behind me. Where am I? In my bedroom. I've got my Apple headphones on, which I've only just started to use because I've just understood why. I've updated my mic because I was borrowing my son's mic for his streaming and he wanted it back. How out of order is he? So I've learned along the way and I've made mistakes and I'm still going to make mistakes. But what I'm going to do is on the channel, I'm going to share that with you so that you can save the time, you can save the money, that you can maybe get the confidence to do the thing that you want to do, which is get out there and start your podcast. And I've done everything. I still do all of it. I don't farm any of it out. I still do all my bookings. I still do all my pre-podcast meetings. I do all my research around my guests. I do all the recording. I've just shifted across actually into Riverside to do my editing. Up until then, I was doing it by hand. Even all my little shorts and my little promos, I was making them in CapCut. And I've just shifted over. I'm not sure whether I like it yet. I still quite like the control. So being able to choose what I really want, and that it feels a little bit like it's taking it away, but I'm going to try and give it a go. So I've done all that. I then had to get into kind of the design of it as well and researching that and thinking about thumbnails and show titles and all that kind of stuff. Have I got it right? No, but I've learned along the way. And I've learned some brilliant stuff. And what I hope to do as well is when there's bits that I don't know, that what I'll do is try and maybe get guests in. They can come talk, and I can ask those questions. The questions that we all want to ask, the questions that we're desperate to ask, but no one's going to put their hand up and go, I'm going to ask it. And they might look stupid, but I'm going to ask it. I'm going to ask those questions. I'm going to ask the questions that everybody wants to ask but doesn't. I'm also going to be looking at bits and pieces. So it might be like, what mic do I use? What mic did I start with? What mic have I ended up with? What mic would I love to have? How do you structure a podcast? What do you do in your podcast? All those kind of things are going to have little videos on. And I really hope that what it will do is start to build a community of podcasters out there, your everyday podcasters that might hit it big. Maybe one of us will hit it big one day. And I would love that. But what I want to do is create a community around podcasters that is about doing things your way, honouring the way that your brain works, and finding what fits for you. Because I truly believe that everybody has got something to say. And what I love about podcasting in this day of AI, and I know you can still get podcasts that are very AI done to, that's not the right word. You're going to get to know, if you follow me, you're going to get to know I am dyslexic and often the right words will go out of my head. I'm also perimenopausal, so they'll also go out of my head because of that. I make words up. It's what I am. If you like it, stick with me. If it drives you wild, I get it. But in this day and age, AI is everywhere and we're never quite sure what's real, what's not. But what I love about podcasting is it does keep it real. There's a person at the end. It's not an AI, it's somebody talking. It's me talking to you. I don't even use a teleprompter on here. I've got some bullet points at the top that kind of keep me on track. Otherwise, my grasshopper squirrel brain will go all over the place. But other than that, you're just going to get me. You're going to get me, the real me, telling you how it's really gone in real life. And I'd love for you to be part of that. So if that's something that you want to do and you want to be part of that, hit the like and hit the subscribe button. Be part of the community. Come join the channel. And I promise to bring you little bits and pieces here. Nothing that's going to be too overwhelming, but the little bits and pieces that might just help you go, do you know what? I'm going to give that podcasting a go. Because do you know what? I thoroughly, thoroughly recommend it. Look forward to catching up with you all soon. Thanks for tuning in. And as I say, don't forget, down below, make sure you click on the subscribe and the like button to keep up to date with all the stuff that's coming. See you soon.